welcome to our first session of Legend of the Five Rings, the City of Lies. This is going to be our ongoing campaign for Legend of the Five Rings. It should be a good time. We are having a couple adjustments to the rules, so we're playing the first edition of the game. But on the recommendation of the game's creator, John Wick, we're implementing a rule of you get hit with a katana, you die. Specifically, if you get hit with a serious attack by a serious opponent, it's an insta-kill. And that works both for and against player characters. So the idea is we're going to try to disincentivize combat and have a more political talkie campaign. All right, so now let's introduce the characters, starting with Joel. Joel, tell us about your dude.
Hi, so my name's Joel, and I'm going to be playing Yusaku Ryu, who is Bushi from the Crab Clan.
That would tell us more about your dude. What's their backstory?
Okay. So
tell us about little Hitomi.
All right, so I am a single father of my daughter, who is Hitomi. She is 4 years old, and she is an adorable little Asian child, and I love her to death. What background stuff?
What are your core competencies?
One of my core competencies? Talking. I am really good at saying words to people, and then be like, "Huh, that's a really good point."
It's really showing right now.
Yeah.
And tell us your views on the Crab Clan.
My views on Crab Clan? Crab Clan are pretty fucking alright. Pretty solid dudes.
How about more descriptive?
More descriptive? Crab Clan.
Tell someone who doesn't know what the Crab Clan is what the Crab Clan is.
So the Crab Clan is general. The core thing about the Crab Clan is that they defend the wall to the Shadowlands, which is where the demons reside. That is their main purpose, or the most important purpose that they serve. Mm-hmm. And I haven't decided if he's gonna had served in the wall or not. I never got around to that, but we'll see how things develop as we play.
Fair enough.
Maybe he doesn't want people to know he worked on the wall.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe his PTSD.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, Nick.
All right. Hi, my name's Nick. My character is Asaku Kaku from the Phoenix Clan. I am a Shugenja. I am an insensitive drug addict as well, but I have been known to be quite lucky. My view on the Phoenix Clan it is a group of very sociable pacifists that love talking, but I didn't get along with most of them because I was an asshole.
And an opium fiend. So what is your preferred form of opium? Do you smoke it or do you take the liquid laudanum?
I'll smoke it if I have to, but I'm more down for the
Oh wow,
liquid
That good shit.
the Gucci stuff.
the real strong stuff. Liquid void is what it's called in this game. It's super illegal. Anyway, Keegan.
Hey gang, my name is Otaku Ichiga. I'm from the Unicorn Clan. The Unicorn Clan is, I guess, technically like the newest clan, quote unquote.
Yeah, they've been around for they've been back in the Empire for about 300 years.
They left for like 300 years or whatever, 800 years.
Because they are a main clan, right?
Yeah, of course,
yeah. Okay.
And then they came back along with them horses. So I'm thinking the horses. I guess essentially the only thing to really take in from the Unicorn Clan is that they're very progressive in terms of this land.
Mm-hmm.
More on my character. She comes from a family that it's expected for you to be great as soon as you're born. So very goal driven.
Yeah, winners always win. Losers always lose.
Exactly.
If you lose, you're a loser.
Very straight laced. Yeah. I like to live in the present, not the past.
I have one question. What's your preferred steed?
My preferred steed, my horse.
So
Breed?
a note on horses is only the unicorn have what we would call like true horses. The rest of Rokugan uses essentially like ponies of certain type.
What's the average height?
I don't know. They're smallish. They're still better than walking for sure. But the Unicorn Clan has a significant advantage in terms of cavalry.
Also, one last thing I forgot to mention about Asaku Kaku is that I also have a pretty intense fear of being alone.
No one responded to that.
Also, my horse's name is Nokun. Just for what I refer to it.
Does that still mean hamstring?
Yes, his full name is Hiza Nokun. That's hamstring in Japanese.
He lives on.
So the basics of the scenario that the players find themselves in is they have been recruited to be Emerald Magistrates, which is essentially like a federal law enforcement agency for the Empire. And the city they're being sent to, the previous Emerald Magistrate had been murdered. So one of their core duties is to find out who did that and to watch each other's backs in the process. So they have a whole bunch of duties and responsibilities in regards to that, but we'll get into those as we go. So there are 3 other mysteries that they're supposed to solve. Can any of you guys tell me from the booklet what you read about those, or do you want me to go over it?
You go over, please.
Please.
Because you're not remember the other mysteries.
All right, so there's a bandit named Fade who has been plaguing the area. So any information you can find about him, he's been specifically attacking like different merchant caravans and things.
What's his name? Flag?
Fade, F-A-D-E,
I don't know why I got
as in to
Flag.
fade into the darkness. He is specifically known for cavalry tactics. Yeah, Keegan secretly Fade. No.
You guys.
Then there is the Ryoko Ninja. So there have been sightings of ninja in the city, which is causing public unrest to such a degree that it is viewed as a danger to the Empire.
So we're trying to like thwart that whole thing.
Yep, to stamp down rumors of ninjas and to catch any suspected ninjas and eliminate them.
That's something also I wanted that my character's gonna stay in line with. Ninjas don't exist, no matter what.
Well,
Ninjas
that's
do
because
not
they
exist.
don't, right?
They don't. No,
exist.
exactly. What
What's
is a ninja?
Yeah.
What is black? What color is black? I don't even.
All right, and then
Paddles? Never heard of them.
Then finally, there is the case of the Wind, that is a burglar of sorts that has been pulling off supposedly impossible heists. So some notable things is in every instance he steals only a single object. Objects are invariably small but precious, jewelry, gold or silver. The largest object ever taken was a necklace with a pendant the length of a finger. And in several cases, the Wind has taken objects of lesser value that were left lying out when more valuable items were nearby but out of sight. And each of the players has been given an information packet on the city prepared by the Emerald Champion, which details both those mysteries, their duties, responsibilities, character dossiers prepared on some of the persons of interest within the city, and details on the different areas within the city. So, unless somebody had something they wanted to establish before you arrive at the city, I would say you all arrive together at the city gates.
Am I on my horse?
I would assume so.
All right.
I mean, you're making these schlubs like walk next to you, so that's fun. But
I'm better than you guys. Just saying.
Hitomi's piggybacking on me.
You know what? I let Hitomi come with the horse if she wants.
Okay, I like that.
does
That's
it
all
only
right.
like horses?
Yeah, of course she loves horses.
Fuck you, that's my horses.
Adorable. All right, so you arrive at the city gates. There's a long line of people waiting to get in, and they're being checked by the guards as they go in, which is a normal thing. You need specific papers to be able to enter or leave cities. I'll also mention that you all have a chop, which is a little piece of wood that has the symbol of the Emerald Magistrates on it, which is your symbol of office. So it's what you show when you're like, it's your badge, basically.
Right.
Uh,
Are these people in line like the lower class? Like,
Most of the
Leather
peasants
workers.
and things, yeah.
right.
Bunch
Okay.
of leather workers.
Leather workers is a term for the lowest class of citizens, which is the term that we will use because the other term that you may have read in the book is actually extremely offensive.
Yeah, that's right. I was gonna say is like that's right. It's Edda, right? Edda's
Don't
offensive.
say it. It's a bad word.
But leather workers is much more polite. It is the highest job, supposedly, in the terms of the celestial order that somebody of that class can do. Other things they would do is like clean up, latrines, deal with dead bodies, all the sort of spiritually unclean, I'm doing air quotes, stuff that the rest of Rokugan views as being unclean. All right, so what do you do?
I would like to do something I'd like to just like trot past all of these guys, not even giving them a second look, and just go right to the like front of the line and like pull out my badge essentially and say, I'm an official magistrate business, and I'd like me and my colleagues to be granted access to the city.
All right, so one of the guards who's in Scorpion Clan colors looks and says, that shouldn't be a problem. Just one moment. And he walks into a little office they have at the gate there, and then walks back out and tells you that you and I assume you guys are with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and your party allowed access to the city. And as he's explaining this, you can see a samurai in armor on a horse just bolt out from the gatehouse into the city.
Okay,
But you're allowed in now.
Cool.
should we pursue this guy?
He was a guard.
He was a guard.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was a samurai. It wasn't like he was
Well,
like
I don't know, but clearly there's something going on, and we're here to investigate.
It's probably he was
things
probably
going on.
rushing off to let the governor know that we're
But-
here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I mean, I know we're used to playing RPGs where we're scum of the earth
Literally,
at the very
the
beginning,
last two we played have just
but
been
we're kind of
bullshit.
king shit right now.
All right, so maybe we should just like wait
The-
for the governor.
Yeah,
No,
Emerald.
go see the governor.
Well, your first order of business would be to go and establish yourselves at the magistrate's residence.
Yeah, yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
That is your house. You have.
Right.
Well, will we not report to the governor first?
I mean,
Just as
you're
a-
supposed to report to the governor within short order, but
Okay.
you want a place to drop.
Okay.
Your,
Well then,
your
yeah.
stuff.
Let's go. We'll go drop our stuff to at least make ourselves presentable.
Right.
We don't want to go fucking travel weary.
Question. And I don't want to talk about my horse too much because I don't care that much about my horse. But is there a place
I
for
care
him
about your
to
horse.
be situated in the magistrate?
You'll find out when you get there, I guess.
All right. Well, let's go there then.
No, we can build one.
I'm not building anything. We're king shit, Joel. You forget.
All right. So you travel in through the temple district towards the noble quarter. You can tell that there's a lot of eyes on you. Emerald Magistrates coming to the city is a big deal, and it seems like a lot of these people know that you're important. Before you'd been appointed to this position, you wouldn't have gotten this much attention.
Is it common knowledge that the former magistrate has been murdered? Is that
Yes, yeah, everyone in the city would know that.
What were the condition? What was the situation? The murder? Was it assassination? Was it a big public? A bunch of people came out and just killed them.
Well, no one knows who did it. Is one.
Okay. So that answers that.
Yeah, you can find. I can go over the details if you.
Yeah, because I don't remember exactly. I remember. I think I skipped that part because I know this. I don't know that. I clearly don't know that. I don't remember anything about it.
All right, it's not a super long section, so I'll just read it out.
Oh, cool.
All right. By far the most serious threat is the blatant murder of an Emerald Magistrate. An attack on a magistrate is attack on the Emperor and therefore an attack on Rokugan. Any city where the magistrates are not feared or respected is a cancer in the throat of our nation. Ashidaka Narutoki died, along with one of his deputies, a man called True Word, between the hours of the ox and the hare on the third day of the month of the snake. He was found in the neighborhood of the Little Gate, which is L15 on the map. There were no witnesses. Narutoki was found inside the burned wreckage of his own carriage. His body was examined by a leatherworker called Eyebrows, who said that the body had been burned and stabbed through the carriage walls. The carriage itself was badly burned and the harnesses were cut. Furthermore, the door of the carriage had apparently been blocked by a wooden pole, meaning he was trapped inside. True Word was found 8 paces from the front of the wagon, several scrolls scattered around his body. Again, Eyebrows examined the body and said that he had been beaten and stabbed by short-bladed weapons, possibly kama, which are like sickles, yari, spears, or tanto, knives. True Word was found clutching his katana, but he had not drawn it. The position of his body indicates that he had died on his knees. The leatherworker said that there was a strong, acrid smell around the body's face, and that True Word's face, hair, and kimono were wet. It is believed that someone sprayed strong vinegar in True Word's eyes in order to prevent him from reading his scrolls, and then cut him down while he was blinded. The same time True Word was attacked, it seems likely that someone wedged the door of Narutoki's carriage shut, set the carriage on fire. The speed at which the coach burned on a wet and rainy night raises the suspicion that the coach was sabotaged earlier. coated with some flammable substance to aid the assassination. While he was trapped in the burning carriage, Narutoki's assassin struck at him through the walls. In all likelihood, they intended only to keep him trapped until the flames and smoke could finish him off.
Brutal murder. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, let's continue to go to the
Yeah, on that fun note.
magistrate.
All right, so there is another gate from the Temple District into the Noble District. When you get there, the guards at that gate say, like, greet you as magistrates and open the gates and let you through. Without,
I would like to thank them as I trot by.
do so. And without too much difficulty, you're able to find yourselves to the Emerald Magistrates' residence.
Is there anyone there to greet us?
There is a older looking woman who is standing outside wringing her hands, who is like watches you as you walk up the street.
Would she be like a leather worker?
She would be a peasant. Basically, she would be the head of the servants of this type of
Okay.
house.
If you guys don't mind me doing another thing, I know
No.
I'm kind of taking the reins.
That's all right.
here. Haha.
Ha!
It's a
Ha!
horse joke.
Horses.
Anyways, I want to kind of hop off my horse and just say you, and then I don't know, pull my horse and tend to my horse, and then I want to walk.
But
into
as you jump off, though, I kind of help Hitomi down.
Oh yeah, I forgot about her. Anyways, yeah, I just want to be like you, tend to my horse.
She says oh, of course, magistrate, and appears to not be super familiar with horses. But do you just walk through the gates? Because this is all a walled compound.
Yeah.
All right. So when you walk inside, the first thing you notice is you don't see anyone else around, and the place is been clean, but is in a bit of disrepair. There's been without a magistrate for some while,
Okay.
and in all likelihood, most of the servants have been let go because there's no one there to pay them and things, right? The woman introduces herself and says that through a name that you immediately forget, and basically says that she's the only servant left and that she's been maintaining the house on her own. There is a small stable there, enough for a couple horses.
Horse party.
Okay. So you said that we immediately forget her name?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's not important. She's a peasant.
Can I give her a name? Can I give her something to
Leather
reference her
worker.
by?
Sure.
Okay.
Peasant.
Servant.
Hey, you there?
You.
Her name's gonna you. I'm gonna call her you.
You?
Okay.
All right.
You.
Joel's just gonna give everyone nicknames.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you if there is. Okay.
So having given her the name you reminds you of your wife, Yui.
Aww.
Oh,
Well, off to a good.
Smoking that.
Immediately draining all the passion out of your face.
And then you forget that name. You go no, I can't.
Wonderful.
I love that you named her that.
Wonderful. Okay, so that's a good start. So we'll just I'll focus on that in a moment.
All right.
Fuck. Man. Right.
You
so I
turned right into it.
Yeah. God damn it. I want to name her. I'm not gonna name her. What I wanted to ask her about is if there is any chance of hiring more servants.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You've brought a stipend of money with you
Mm-hmm.
for the purpose of reestablishing the household here. So,
Okay.
I'm not going to define it as a certain amount of koku, but basically you have some money to hire, guards, some more
Okay.
We'll have
servants.
to do what we gotta do.
Yeah,
Exactly.
my big concern is that, of course, guards, but also I want someone someone that can, at least teach Hitomi just, I guess, womanly things while I'm out doing my
You and your
business.
mother did.
Just for certain things, because she's gonna be with me most of the time. Because I don't want to leave her alone.
Sure.
But just for things like if we're going to a crime scene investigation or something where it's things could get hairy, or in a courtroom, I just need someone that would be can you take her for a minute while I do at the court because I don't
Right.
want to,
So she can hire a sort of a tutor. That,
Yeah, a tutor. That's
Yeah.
that's the word I was looking for.
and, one thing I would also like to ask the servant. I pull her away, not too obviously, well, in
It's
front
like
of
an
these two,
aside
but
kind of thing.
I want to ask her in which part of the city would I find the slums?
The slums are, to reference on the map, basically over here is the low income but not leatherworker district. That area there is the leatherworker district, so that's like the poorest of the poor. But if you're looking for where, cheap housing for people who might be, involved in the drug trade might live, those are your two areas that you'd be looking at.
Perfect.
I just love that.
However,
I want someone to raise my daughter, and I need this place cleaned up, and you're like, I need drugs now.
She, of course, it goes over her head that you might be looking for drugs. She doesn't
yeah.
doesn't get that out of the conversation at all. She's just like, oh, maybe you're looking for somebody who did something.
Yeah.
So she will hire you basic shigeru, which are like footmen with spears, and servants and stuff for the house. However, any more advanced stuff you may need to find on your own. She knows how to run a household.
Okay.
That's what she did before.
Yeah.
But her expertise has limits.
And just before we move on, is there another way I can get out of being in this dark place, or is it just a void point?
It's just a void point.
Just a void. All right. Well, one void point left. Sick.
Your daughter immediately says, "I miss mom." No, I'm just kidding.
I think about how hot my wife is, and it brings me back. It brings me back.
Makes you sad.
No, it brings you back.
Oh.
It's like she might
Damn,
be
I
dead,
had
but
that.
All right, so
Okay.
there are a couple of letters that are waiting here for you. One is from the governor, one is from the unicorn household, and one is from the Emerald Champion.
Question: would this old lady know how to read?
Yeah,
Okay, then I'm gonna direct her to read them to me.
very well. Which one would you like read first?
We're here to meet the governor soon, so I'd like to hear that one first.
Okay. It is a invitation to a party that is being held in your honor tonight.
Oh.
And it specifically references Yasuki Ryo and says that the governor would be delighted to meet your daughter.
Oh, yeah.
And that she has not yet been blessed with grandchildren of her own, but she adores children.
Oh, nice. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
So which one would you like next?
The unicorn one.
You have been invited to a party in your honor
Is it
held
tonight?
tonight. Yes. Specifically, this has been sent by Ide Baronato of the Unicorn Clan.
How would you spell that?
It is that there.
You already messed it up.
And the third letter is from the Emerald Champion. And it basically reinforces your missions here in the city and says that he expects swift progress and that he would like you to meet with a associate of his in a week's time, in 7 days, a man named Doji Oroku.
Oh, cool.
Oroku is Oruku.
O-R...
Who is a Crane Magistrate, which is a clan magistrate, not an Emerald Magistrate. But the Emerald Champion is also from the Crane clan. So he would only deal with Crane business, essentially. He will be visiting the city in 7 days, and will meet you at the Inn of the Orange Blossoms on that evening for a progress report.
Okay. Emerald Champion. I did not spell champion right.
It's fine.
It's not. I've dishonored my people.
Okay. I'm just gonna end it with okay. Well, I expect us to have our rooms ready once we arrive back from our parties. So, and then I just walk away from it.
So I do, just because we've been kind of doing stuff, is there anything specifically that you want to do, or are we good to just go right to the governor?
No, we can
No?
go straight to the governor.
Okay. I'm just gonna, before we go, I just kind of get myself cleaned up and clean up Hitomi because we're kind of travel weary. And then
That's a good idea. I think
yeah, just a
I thought that was like the main reason we went to the
yeah, exactly.
residence in the first place.
Yeah.
Clean up a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, establish ourselves, drop our
The-
stuff off, clean up a bit.
Notice she You already had like baths drawn.
Oh, nice.
And ready.
Okay,
Like,
I like that. I
she
appreciate
apparently knew you were coming within a short amount of time.
I definitely like her, but I can't show that I like her.
I
What's
show
the,
my appreciation with a thank you to the
do you
servers.
happen to remember like what the denomination of like currency is? Like Koku's the like.
Koku Boo Zenny.
Okay. Koku. How do you spell boo?
BU.
BU and then Zenny. I don't know how to spell Zenny. Okay.
All right, so here's the thing. There's 2 parties to go to tonight.
Sure is.
Do we have times for when they start?
Tonight.
Basically, they're both in the evening. They don't have hard start times.
Okay, here's what I'm thinking. We go to the governor, we meet him, we have a good time or whatever, and then we can just say like, well, we have a lot of work to do. We should be getting an early rest. And he'd be like, wow, look at these go-getters. And like, hi, to the unicorn party.
Yeah, because I imagine you would be more inclined to go to the unicorn party
Well,
just because of.
actually, because like
Or
I'm
maybe not.
very like play by the rules and like I'm here to do my job here. So I want to meet the governor more honestly.
I want to meet the governor just because I'm really excited for her to meet my daughter.
I think we should meet the governor first
I wanna
and then
go.
excuse ourselves.
Alright. So here's the thing that I will suggest is you're really at the time that you're here, you're really only going to have time to do one or the
Yeah,
other.
I figured.
Without making it seem like you're being very short and curt with them.
Yeah,
All right, well then I want to go to the governor one.
yeah. What I was thinking
Unicorn
was
impressive, they'd understand.
because I mean I don't know. I guess we can't really like split up. That'd make it difficult. But
No,
what
I
I
don't want us to.
No.
yeah.
You can. It's not
Okay,
bad.
because I was thinking like because she already the governor's explicitly expressed that she wanted to meet me and my daughter. Like that was just something that she actually commented on. What I was thinking is that if you actually went to the unicorn, because it would show that like, oh, it's one of our own, and he actually showed up to the party, because they'd probably take it as a big offense if one of their own straight up didn't show up to
Plus,
the party.
you might even know somebody there.
Yeah. You know, I'm not trying, and you do whatever you want. I'm just saying, I think they would take it as a big slight. If I didn't show up, be like, kind of like, well, I mean, like they had to choose.
Here's where I'm thinking here.
Okay.
First of all, the unicorn are like very progressive. I think if anything, they'd be understanding that like I'm a busy person, and that I'm sure they'd understand like I wish I could have gone to the party, but I have priorities here. I'm here to work, not to hang around in the parties. And you know what? Maybe I'll tell them that some other day.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'd understand.
And more importantly, my character's someone who wants to meet the governor because I feel like I'm going to be working semi-frequently with them because we're here on a mission and she kind of runs the city. So.
How about, okay, before we decide, because we'll just leave that on the table, let's go meet the governor, and then after we've met with her, we can go from there.
Well,
and then
imagine
we'll just-
we go meet her at the party. Why would we go there and then leave and then go to the party?
Yeah.
Oh.
You only really have time to like show
Oh,
up.
okay.
and
I thought we were gonna like drop our stuff off and like go like, hey, we're here. What's up?
You have enough time to get prepared and then make it.
Oh, and then
to
make
the
it
party.
to the party itself. Okay, so wait. Okay, so
Which
it's
will
already-
also take the
Okay,
function
I
of
get. Okay,
introducing yourself to the governor.
I get it now. I get it now. Okay. Well then, yeah. Okay, so it's your call. Then if you still want to go to the governor, we can go to the governor. But I was just thinking
actually-
it would just save.
I want
A
to call that
potential-
servant over again. I'm gonna like snap my fingers and be like, "You come here,"
Okay.
and I'm gonna
She
be.
does.
I'm gonna be like, before you finish repair our rooms, I'd like you to go over to the unicorn party and send them my regards, but I'm unfortunately not able to make it.
She says, if you would like to prepare a letter, I could have it delivered.
Well, yes, I would with my calligraphy skill.
There you go. Unless you want to do something special with it, I'm not actually going to make you roll
No.
because you're just writing a
I'm
letter.
just gonna say,
Yeah.
unfortunately, I'm here for work and I'm moving quickly to get things done, so I'm not gonna be able to attend.
Okay.
That's all it's gonna be.
Fair.
Just a quick hello. I hope I see you soon, regardless.
All right.
I would also like to draft a letter to them because I don't want to just. I don't want someone to speak for me because I would find that rather not disrespectful, but rather like you're not worth my time.
Sure.
So I'm also going to write a letter, essentially saying the same thing. I saw my name, but I also want Hitomi to kind of sign her name at the bottom and just be like, "Oh, greeting."
She can't write yes, which
Yeah, no, just know that
Yeah.
she knows a little bit. She knows enough, like she knows how to write her name. She just says thanks for the invitation, essentially, and and signs her name too.
I will blatantly make fun of his daughter's handwriting.
Are you gonna write a letter, Nick?
No,
Yes.
because I don't care.
It looks like it is pretty awful. It looks like it was written by a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Wow,
It's actually not legible, actually.
that's
Write like
what
a
you.
child.
That's I hope that's what you say. You write like a 4-year-old, and she looks at you like big
Disgusting.
smile. I also, before we continue, I'd like to establish if you make fun of my daughter, like if that becomes a thing, we're gonna have a problem. like very quickly.
Also me, because I have a liking for Joel's dog.
There you go. You're gonna make
She's
enemies at this
adorable.
table
Yeah,
very
Little
quickly.
Hitomi.
When we're done this session, go watch like videos of like Asian babies doing anything, and then come back here and tell me that like they're stupid.
Anyways, let's get back to the game. So we like get our notes or whatever, and then I think we're just gonna go to the governor's.
Yeah,
House, I assume?
you'd have dressed clothing as an Emerald Magistrate, even if your character class didn't provide it.
Is that just like the kimono kind of thing? I
Yeah,
don't
it
really
just
know what
you would have
kimono
like a
is.
slightly fancier one for
Okay.
this type
Some
of thing,
gold
right?
trim.
Probably in your clan colors and
Yeah,
things with
black-
your clan symbol.
Perhaps
and
like
maybe
gray and blue.
even something with the symbol of the Emerald Magistrate on it, just to be like.
Yeah, just to reinstate
Probably,
it.
yeah. You're not gonna wear your armor to a party, and generally don't you can have your wakizashi, but you generally don't take weapons into the presence of a lord or something. All right, so you're all dressed in your fancy little kimonos. Hitomi's in a
Yes, I've
probably need to be helped into her little
Yeah.
kimono.
Yep. This is best.
All right. So when you arrive at the governor's estate, you notice that the guards at the front gate of this are specifically wearing the same exact uniform type as those that you met at the gate when you originally came to the city, which is not identical to every guard that you've seen around.
Oh, the Thunder Guard, yeah.
Yeah, they're cool.
And outside is a very handsome young scorpion man dressed in fineries who is like pacing back and forth, and like when he sees you, he's like you can tell he's like eager for you to get closer so he can start talking to you. He introduces himself as Shoshiro Joko, and he is the son of the governor.
Okay.
And he welcomes you to the city and says that he has, been eagerly awaiting your
Joko,
arrival.
you said?
Yeah, Jocho.
Son of the governor.
Son of the governor.
Son of the governor.
I say when the eagerness is shared, my friend, and I doubt it.
He ushers you inside and brings you into the presence of the governor, who is, holding court briefly before the party begins. And she, as promised in the letter, is very excited to see little Hitomi.
And I kind of like encourage Hitomi to go up and bow,
She's like, shut
do the
up.
courtesies. Yeah, she's kind of hiding behind me a little bit.
And she says, welcome to Ryoko Owari. I am very hopeful that you will allow the city to remain in a state of fine order, as did your predecessor. If you require any assistance, seek me out.
Okay.
Do you have any questions
Bitchin'.
for her?
Joel gets executed. I don't think I have any specific questions. I guess I'd say obviously formalities, it's an honor and all that mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
But I guess I'd ask her can you tell us of any leads? Have your guards found anything?
All the information she had has been provided to the Emerald
So
Champion, so it should
Okay,
be.
so everything. So
It would be in your dossier. Is a lot of that would have been from letters sent from her to the Emerald Champion.
okay. I have a question for her. Is there anyone actually performing ongoing investigations that we're also involved in, just so we can kind of avoid stepping on toes, sort of thing?
Well, if you have any questions about sort of local cases, or you're best off speaking
Yeah, I
with
suppose
Yogo Osako.
Okay, so there's no one actually investigating the things that we were sent to investigate right now.
Not necessarily overtly.
Okay.
The local magistrates are still interested in those things,
Yeah,
but
but
they
that's-
have day-to-day duties as well.
Okay.
So
no one dedicated. That's
the
really much what I'm
way
asking.
clan magistrates work is they are more like local law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
And now, obviously, because these are Scorpion lands, the Scorpion clan magistrate is pretty much the one you primarily deal with, the one who's most important, who's going to oversee general law enforcement within the city. However, other clans will also have magistrates around. They just will only deal with business pertaining to their clan and would do things like, if a member of their clan gets accused of a crime, they're the ones who like step in and, because it's not just like a cop, you're also kind of like a lawyer.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. All right, no, other than that, any questions, Nicholas?
None from me.
Where's the sock yet?
Well, on that note, Joko shows you through to the festivities. See, there's already some other people gathered around. One thing about Scorpion parties is they are the best parties.
I'm sure every clan thinks of their own
Yeah. I mean, true, but they'd probably all say Scorpions are pretty good too. They are very good at like entertainment industries and things like that. So, in terms of very traditional styles, unicorns are better at like more, extravagant, exotic things. Like, gauge and stuff.
In the psychedelic sense?
I mean, you are in Ryoko Owari, the place that is the primary source of opium in the Empire. So
Okay, so there's probably gonna be something for him
You'll not
here.
have trouble finding it.
I don't think you're going to find illegal
Here.
opium necessarily at the governor's party.
It's gonna be a rough night.
Should have gone to the unicorns.
Probably.
Um,
Well, you could have went.
It was our first time meeting the governor. It would have been an
Yeah.
insult, I find.
Maybe.
So is there
I showed
any
restraint.
interest in this party right now that we can see upon walking in? Is there any...
Actually, because I do agree, like, there's chances are there's not gonna be a whole lot of opium. Before we like actually go in, I hand was it Asako?
Sakukaku.
Asako? I hand Asako a mask, just so if you do decide to like partake in some like lesser entertainments, you can at least still keep your honor about you. But even though I know it's not like everyone's gonna look at the governor's party, he's wearing a mask.
No, because the Scorpion all wear masks all the time.
Oh, they do?
They do,
Oh,
but
okay.
not all of them necessarily cover their whole face. In
Okay.
fact, like good-looking Scorpions notoriously have things that only like
Just like
they barely defined as a mask.
an eye patch.
Yeah, for instance.
Okay. All right. Never mind. Well, I still.
So it's and other clans will do it, just not to the same extent. Scorpions like they don't go outside without a mask.
Okay.
On, pretty
So
much.
let's
and
say
not
if-
just the nobles, peasants do.
So
So
if
can
someone,
we wear masks? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, I
You
was gonna
could.
say that.
You
It's like
could.
someone, as people outside of like the Scorpion clan, if we wore a mask there, would that be considered an insult, or would it be considered like, oh, they're appreciating your culture?
You could do either. It's
Either,
they're
okay.
probably not going to like blink either way.
Okay.
I'm not
So
gonna
I'll
wear
just
one.
give you. I'll give you a Scorpion mask anyway. I'm gonna keep mine. I'm not gonna wear a mask, but
Thank
I'm
you
gonna
very
give you
much.
one just in case.
I won't put it on yet, but
Now that we got through the mask
It's gonna be like one of
department.
those like it just like covers like here.
So, Asaku Kaku, can I get you to roll a intelligence investigation? So, what is your intelligence?
intelligence 2.
So, take 2 dice, and what is your investigate at?
3.
So, pick up 3 more dice. Now, you're gonna roll all of those, and take the best 2 dice and add them together.
And 9. And then there's also another 9.
Okay, so only the 2 that you keep matter. So 18. You will recall that the person who introduced Shiba Shonagon in the dossier file, she's the one who wrote the Memoirs of an Opium Eater. So that book has been published in the Empire, but normally only has the initials of the people involved. The copy you have in there has their names.
Oh.
So you know that the person who introduced her to opium was Shoshiro Joko.
That's the governor's son, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's your like piece. That's his,
So
like, blackmail thing?
you may know where you could get some.
Well,
Anyway, he specifically, before you get into any of that, he is very excited to show you the palace, the governor's palace, and Scorpion places are known for their secret passages and stuff, which normally are like used to spy on people and for people to move unseen or whatever. He is like super eager about showing you them. Like,
Oh, nice.
He's like, this is super cool. Like,
Oh, I love it.
and
I love this guy.
And every now and then when he does it, like a startled servant will be on the other side.
So this is Shosho Joko. This is
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, I like this guy.
You
I like
kind of get the impression that he's like, he's like an oversized kid. He's very enthusiastic.
I'm down with it.
Alright, yeah.
Hitomi really likes him.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna like be with them, but I don't think I'm gonna like them very much.
That's fine.
But I'll show it.
Okay.
Well, while we're going through all of Joko's escapades, I'll pull him to the side a bit and ask him discreetly where I might find some liquid void.
Is this a street name for it?
All right.
That's the street name for it. Liquid opium.
I don't know, but imagine it was like, do you have any marijuana?
Marijuana. Liquid void is the street term,
street
if you will.
LV for me.
It is opium suspended in alcohol. It is what in the real world we call laudanum. It is extremely potent. It is the way to get like super fucked up super fast on opium. All right, so that is probably going to require an etiquette roll.
Etiquette roll.
So it's going to be etiquette and awareness.
Etiquette is 3. Awareness is 3.
All
I
right,
just want to say one thing really
I
quick.
think I need one more die.
Yeah, just borrow one from Keegan.
I'm gonna give you I'm gonna say my character doesn't know that you do this because
Oh,
if my
yes.
character found out, I'm gonna lose my shit.
I'm going out of my way to be as discreet as possible.
So don't let me find out.
So with this, is it the
So you'll be 3 best because it's equal to your awareness.
A lot of ones.
Yeah, I'm seeing some ones, man.
5, 2, and the rest are all 1s?
Ooh.
So 5, 2, and 1, 7, 8.
8.
All right, so you do have luck that lets you re-roll 2 rolls per session.
Per session.
Session.
So,
Per session.
I
Yeah.
don't think this is that crucial yet.
But I mean, if you
Because
It's not a great one to fail.
well, because he'll probably be mad at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's his
If
on.
this is
Yeah.
if this is the son of the governor, I'm like, hey man, where can I get some of this shit?
Yeah,
Like,
you just
It's like going up to Rob Ford, like, "Hey, got any coke?" Before everyone knew he did coke.
yeah.
oh, yeah, okay. So I'll use one of my re-rolls for that.
Sure. It is.
Better.
Yeah, this isn't actually a very hard roll. You just rolled real shit.
Yeah.
So what's your
All
3
right,
best?
9, 8, 8. So
Okay, I was only looking for 15. So you're super good.
perfect.
Basically, tells you not quite yet, but just once things get started, he'll take
Oh,
you
is it
somewhere.
still super early in the party?
Yeah, it's still super early in the party. So
Okay.
just we won't necessarily narrate the whole thing, but at some point he'll take you aside and give you something from his stash.
Dabble in the devil's juice.
Yes, exactly. Several other members of the Scorpion from your dossier are here.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to go around.
So I will just go through real quick and tell you who is here and who is not.
Yeah, let me get to the dossier because I don't really. That's the one thing I remember a lot of locations and history. I don't remember any of the people.
All right. So the governess makes an appearance, but she's clearly not a big partier like her son. So she doesn't stay super long. Notably, Shoshiro Kimi, who is the governor's daughter, is absent. Soshiro Gobe, who is the brother of the governor's husband, who has since passed away, so uncle to Joko and Kimi, is there. He is wearing a pig snout mask. Bayushi Korichika is there, wearing his notable eye patch.
Yeah, that's kind of a.
As well as the rest of his family is not there. Soshiro Seryoku is not there. but Yogo Isako, the Scorpion Magistrate, is there. So is there any of those you want to talk to?
I want to talk to Yogo.
Yogo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one was
That was the Scorpion's like head magistrate.
Yeah.
that? Oh,
All right. She greets you. She knows all your names.
yeah, I want to be there. Also.
She's
I try and break the. I don't know. I don't know if she's a fan of children, but that's how I try and break the ice is by introducing Hitomi to her.
you can immediately tell she's not a fan of children.
Yes. Okay.
In that she's like, she does the minimum polite thing to do.
Okay.
Basically, she acknowledges your daughter, but then clearly like is like, I don't want to talk to this child anymore.
Yeah, that's fine. Which is fine.
She's your general impression that she's kind of dull. She's not as charismatic or as interesting as Joko is. She's
Probably so
she's
lucky.
doing what she's here because she was told she had to be.
Wow, I love this person. Hang out with her at the party.
She's just the life of the party. You can tell that people don't dislike her, but there's no one gravitating towards her.
She's here.
Exactly. And Gobe and Korochika are both they're working the room. They're they're politicking, if you will. They would both introduce themselves to you at some point in the night. And
Okay. Well, then I won't worry about introducing myself to them if they're going. Who was it? It was Gobe and who?
and Bayoshi Korochika.
Korochika. Korochika was a. Okay, that dude. He's not that handsome to be wearing just an eye patch. That's not even covering his eye.
He feels different, I guess.
Oh, whatever.
All right. So, as the night goes on, everyone is having a great time. When the the reverie is broken by a horrifying scream.
How did I know that was going to happen?
Yeah, that was. I felt like that was.
And
Damn it.
you can I get actually a perception investigation roll from everyone? You're looking for 20.
So we roll all our die and we take the number of
So
perception.
you're going to take your perception plus your investigation. Roll that many dice, but only keep your perception.
I need
So
So
you
two.
find my investigation.
I need one more die to do it all.
Okay, just give this one sec here. So you're looking for
I think I
20.
have
So
an
that's not
interest.
20.
So I have one
Huh?
investigation, 3 in perception. Does that sound right? Like it's this one?
Yep, sounds about right. Yep.
Damn, I only have a 1 in all my skills. That's
Me
garbage.
too, so.
It's okay. They're easy to put up as you go.
I got 21.
I got 23.
All right. So, all right. What you notice? So, you're Yasuki Ryo. You are confused about what is going on. You can't quite tell where this is coming from, but it's nearby. And the two of you, so Sakukaku and Otaku Ichika, you specifically notice that there seems to be, I guess this makes super sense because you're both Shugenja, like there is some sort of spirit that is like making sound and whipping things around, like a poltergeist, if you will. And a female voice is screaming and moaning, and you get a few words out of it. Not all of it is intelligible, but what you hear is give it back, give it all back. It was supposed to be mine. Nico, give it back.
Dingo?
Nico, Niko. And as it's saying this, it's the throwing things around gets more violent, and little Hitomi gets yanked up by one of her arms and
No.
tossed across the room.
Fucking no, she doesn't. I stabbed the ghost.
I'm gonna run to Hitomi.
You did not even realize there was one.
I'm running to Hitomi then.
I start.
Yeah, of course I'm gonna run. No,
I
I couldn't have.
attempt to commune with this piece of shit.
Of course I run after my fucking daughter.
Like,
So of course I run after my
I
daughter.
may have
Yeah, we
insulted
didn't know
her,
what's
but
going
still,
on.
that is.
Yeah, but I
a
still
huge
run
shout
after her. I
out.
still see her get like she's like clinging to me because she heard a scream, and I'm gonna run after her.
Yeah,
Does Joel see
she's
his daughter?
you do see your daughter.
Okay.
You definitely notice that her get flung across the room, and
Yeah.
she is like crying and bawling.
Yeah.
I'd imagine.
And the spirit, whatever it was, like sort of just fades away and vanishes. It's gone.
Is her homie
Anyway,
actually like,
party
hurt?
pretty ruined.
Yeah.
She's bruised pretty bad.
Okay, but nothing like.
I didn't roll damage dice. She's not.
Okay,
she's
that's
not,
good,
she's
that's
not
good,
going
okay.
to- she will recover, but like she's crying.
Not
I feel
emotionally,
like
but physically.
either Itachi,
He has a
I
ninja.
can't see it.
Taco Ichika.
Otaku
Movie tits.
or Yasuki should, or Yasuki or whatever, they would confront Joko in terms of like almost angrily, because you would almost. I mean, my guy I would think is.
I will say that Joko like also rushes over to Hitomi and is quite concerned.
Okay.
Right.
And
Party trick's gone wrong, and then you just. confront
Yeah,
him.
I'm just be like Joko. What the fuck just happened? What
Let's
is
say
my?
that's dishonorable.
It doesn't matter at this point. His daughter's got
All right.
flung across a room. Everything's dishonorable.
all right, so Joko is going to claim that that he has no idea what any of this is about. And if you would like, you could roll awareness investigation versus his sincerity.
Awareness? Do I have? Okay, I'll roll an awareness investigation.
Okay.
Just as an attempt. So let's.
You roll. This will be like a who beats who thing. So you
Okay.
roll yours first, and then I'll roll.
Okay, so and then I keep the awareness.
Yeah.
Sick. Come on, good rolls. That is garbage.
So
I keep
for-
all that. Wait.
All right.
No, I'm missing a dice. Sorry.
So what's your awareness?
Investigation awareness. So it's 5.
5.
Just-
Yep. You also roll another dice because of your voice.
Sick.
Because of his voice.
So no, 10s are good.
Oh wait. Oh, those are 10s.
Those are 10s plus 10s let you roll other dice and add them in. So
Zeros or tens?
0s are 10s. Yeah.
Oh damn it!
Did you like?
All right. So now roll 2 more dice.
Yes.
Roll 2 more dice.
I had a perception roll. It would have been like.
And then these count as single dice.
1, 2,
So
whatever it was.
this die is an 18, this die is a 17, and this die is a 9. So that is 25, 34.
Beat that dog.
All right. So now,
He's
so we're at
sure
30,
he's-
34?
Yeah.
Remember that number. All right.
34,
So,
okay.
so Joko is now
Look at
going
how
to roll
intensely
against
you're
that.
looking at him right now.
Okay.
I just imagine your character's eyes like popping out of his skull to make sure that he's being honest or not.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
So Social Joko is rolling his sincerity plus awareness.
What the fuck, man?
This may be a thing he's good at. No 10s though. All right, so that is 18, 22, 30, 37.
Fuck.
He
He's
could.
definitely telling the truth.
He could still be telling the truth.
He absolutely could still be telling the truth.
We just don't know for sure.
You just he is you can like your read is that he's being sincere
Okay.
in what he's saying,
Okay.
I think
Well,
this
then
guy's-
my character calms down like a little bit, like just towards him anyway.
and he definitely seems like actually concerned
Yeah.
about Hitomi's well-being, and is like of course like take her home,
Yeah, like-
see to her like perhaps one
Yeah,
of
I'm.
perhaps one of your friends
I'm
can
going
assist in
I'm
healing
going to
her.
excuse myself and like start
Okay,
just kind of like
I want
carry
to
her home.
immediately after, of course, I make sure Hitomi's okay.
Yeah.
I want to go over to Asako, the magistrate.
Yu Osako, yeah.
Yeah, and I want to ask her about Nico, the name mentioned.
So she will tell you that it's not something which rings any bells with her.
Okay.
She can look into it though.
Uh,
She has access to like civil records and things.
I want to go to the area where most of the commotion was taking place and try and investigate to see if, like, there's any abnormalities.
Okay.
I like to imagine. I know that's not what you're doing, but I like to imagine like Hitomi gets started with freaking out, and they like walk over like, so about that opium room.
Yeah, I actually thought about that. I'm like, we're gonna be leaving the party, and my character's gonna be like, I never got my drugs.
It like sucks.
So is that possible? To go over and-
Actually, what I will say that like as you are walking around doing things and he's escorting Hitomi out, Joko will like just walk behind you and says, "Don't worry, I've got you covered."
Wonderful. Things are going well.
All right, so you could speak with the kami. You could commune with the local spirits and see if they know anything.
I would like to try that. Yes.
Cool. So there's fire, earth, air, and water. So which do you want to?
I would do air because
Yeah.
Hitomi was thrown through the
Yeah.
air.
And I also got high. numbers.
Cool. Let me.
Wow, higher numbers.
Let
It's a step down from air miles.
Let me flip over to the magic here, since this is the first time us using a 6th edition. All right, so you're going to pick up dice equal to your appropriate ring plus your school rank. So your air ring is 3, right?
Yes.
And plus 1 because you're currently rank 1.
Okay.
And over to commune. All right, so the basic target number is only a 5 to cast this, but there's some things that you can voluntarily raise that to get additional benefits. That's the core mechanic of the system, where you can make stuff harder for yourself but get better results. So if you roll this and you didn't choose to raise that and you roll a 45, it is exactly the same as if you rolled a 5. You need to have taken the risk of increasing the difficulty first.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So the things that you can do, every raise increases the target number you need to hit by 5. So you're starting at 5 for this spell, so it's pretty easy to cast all told. You can only raise a number of times equal to your void ring. So your void ring is 3. So you could raise it 3 times if you wanted, and then you'd need to hit a 20. So things you can do with these raises are make it so the information that you will get is greater or clearer. So air spirits specifically are really good at giving impressions of emotions, more so than details. They tend to be a little cryptic and refer more to things like what was spoken rather than actions that occurred.
Okay. So they could give me, no, they couldn't give me detail. Well, so it would pretty much just be what we just witnessed, emotion, and then a few words.
Depending on how much you raise, you might be able to get more than that.
Also, I can't imagine any other comic would have anything more to say.
Yeah.
So I think you're your best bet to ask.
So you are pretty good at that roll. You might consider just like going for 20. 20 shouldn't be too hard to hit.
Okay,
You could also use a void point to make sure that you hit it.
Well, I've got 3 void points,
Mhm.
and they recover when you sleep, correct?
You recover 1 for sleeping a night. You can also meditate or use tea ceremony to recover more.
Okay. If I raise the difficulty and then use a void point, would it work too?
Yeah. So like you can raise the difficulty as to either from 5 to either 10, 15, or 20 based off how much information you want.
Okay.
If you use a void point, you get to roll an extra dice and keep an extra dice.
All right, sure. I'll go for 20, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
and then roll an extra dice. Would that mean I use 5 instead of 4?
Yep. And then you would keep 4 instead of 3.
Okay.
10.
So 8, 5, 7, 8, 5.
So get rid of one of the 5s.
So that's more than 20 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So, I will I'll give you a description of the emotions of the spirit and what it was feeling. It was intense anger and a desire for revenge. And its words were accusations. Keegan, you were writing down what it said for you?
Give it back. Give it all back. It was supposed to be mine. Give it back, Nico.
Do you have any other questions that I might be able to answer?
What does it want back? I don't know.
Yeah, it either comes out of who's Nico or what does it want back, and neither of those questions it can answer.
Yeah, I mean, the description, because can't read the thing's mind, right?
Yeah.
But intense envy, I guess, comes out of it.
Okay. Out of the word Nico?
Well, out of the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whole spiel.
All right.
Towards Nico.
Okay. So envy and revenge.
Mm-hmm.
And
Alright.
intense anger. All right.
And a feeling that of being wronged.
Okay.
Spooky.
Looks like we got another mystery on our hands.
Well, I already spoke to Asako, and I think.
I'm attending to Tomy. Fuck
Yeah, I
everything else
figured
that's
you
going on.
already looked at it at the door.
I'm out for a bit.
Yeah, I'm going to. The governor's not there anymore, right?
She shows up for sure, and like she is probably talking to
Yeah, sure,
Isugi
okay.
Ryo, and like
Okay.
you know,
She's helped
assuring
calm
him
me.
that
She's
this
helped
is
me calm Hitomi down a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
and is like like mortified that this would have happened at her party because they have no knowledge of any spirits
Okay.
or anything going on. They have no idea what this is about, and like just take care of your daughter. And
Okay. Well, yeah. I guess I just want to go and just guess say it's it seems like a good place to go. So it's a good time to leave.
it is a pretty good time to leave. Yeah.
I hope that this does not happen again. And
Do you say this to the governor? Just
yeah,
be like,
more
wow,
politely.
this is a good time to leave.
No.
Hopefully this doesn't happen again.
I guess I could always excuse myself with Hitomi. Be like, well, I want to make sure Hitomi's okay as well, but I do hope that things remain okay here after that.
Your character's a chick, right?
Yeah.
You single?
Yeah.
All right.
What up, dude?
Keep in mind. I'll keep in mind.
I
And
didn't.
I'm a great mother figure. Just saying.
I'll be the usual.
I didn't care enough and was too frazzled to care to say goodbye to anybody, so I just left along with Otaku.
Okay.
I will say I will speak with you again in the coming days, Governor.
So,
I do.
so is that before you have a few minutes aside with Joko?
Do I leave before that? No.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you might want to go see Joker.
Yeah.
So
You're leaving.
So the
yeah.
one thing is you won't be able to leave exactly with them because
Okay.
that'll take some time.
Yeah. Okay. I forgot. I remember he just said I've got you covered. I thought he slipped something to me, but he didn't. So yeah, I'll
I
go
think
see
you're gonna go
Joko.
partake in the activity with
Yep.
them. I think is what's gonna happen.
And I probably do not want to go back to the Emerald the residence that night.
Okay.
I'd probably,
You're gonna have a sleepover at the governor's place.
if I can, yes.
Yeah, it's fine.
You could even word it I want to make sure everything's okay here after that, so I'm gonna stay. In
Yeah.
case.
So- All right. So might I suggest, Ichika, that we don't need to go through the mechanics of it, but just cast a healing spell on little Hitomi just to help
Oh,
her
yeah,
out.
Of course. Do you want me to roll or anything?
Not really, because I'm not tracking her damage or anything,
All
right?
right.
But
Not
we
your
just
Hitomi.
assume that she is healed,
Okay.
and she's
All right.
thankful.
And I will say everything will be okay, young Hitomi.
I want to. Are we back at the magistrate's place?
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you if tomorrow if she can. I know it's really tough,
Yeah.
but if she herself or she could send a servant that I'm sure she's slowly amassing over time, hiring whoever.
In fact, you already noticed there's a guy
Yeah.
with a spear standing out front.
Yeah, I
and-
imagine it'll grow slowly. I imagine the first couple days. To just send someone I'll give her some money and a little extra pocket change for her to send someone into town to just get her a little bear or something, a
little gift for her.
just a
gentleman.
little stuffy for
Yeah,
her to
she
keep with her
she
at
can
night.
do that.
Because I wanted us to travel light, so I wouldn't let her bring anything from home. Well, A couple like little things, but nothing.
It's your child.
Understood.
I assume we're going to bed like near, but I am going to ask you that in the morning I would like a servant to escort me to the scene of the crime where it was murdered. 'Cause I don't know where it is. But
Sure.
bright and early, I want someone ready.
That sounds like a good plan. Does anyone else want to accomplish anything before going to bed?
Well, you're getting turned up.
Yeah.
All right, so I think this is a good place to take our first break then.